Good morning. Morning, morning. So I got a question for everybody. It's weird how this went straight to monetization when none of them have before. This is the first time I've ever started a video and it started on monetization. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Interesting. I like that. Did you guys hear the crap Joe Biden talked about last night? Did anybody else watch it? Bob Saget, I don't eat breakfast even when I'm not fasting. So yesterday was pretty great because I eat some amazing food. And who would have known that Red Robin's got some of the best pizza out there? Holy moly. How is old Joey B nuking the USA with the Democrats? Where do we begin? I didn't even get to watch the whole thing, but the parts that I heard, like had it been any other time than now, I would have left the country. I would be like, fuck America, it's not what they said they were. But now I know it's just some evil people trying to turn into America into something it's not. They keep saying it's the America's will, and we all know it's not. We all know they stole the election. So Democrats are about to get a rude fucking awakening. I don't know if it's today or not, but it sure fucking feels like it. So before every market crash, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the stock markets were at their all-time highs. And not like 95% and like it just reached high and then it started coming down and then everyone's like, what's going to happen? And then it crashes. No, 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 no. Every single crash, the stock price was at its highest price in the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You notice? And right now, today, after Joe Biden's speech, they're pumping the stocks, acting like it was a good speech and good for America. It's a total fucking bull trap. Nobody with a fucking brain watched that shit and thought that. Nobody fucking watched that shit and thought, oh, okay. Yeah, America can go ahead and pay 4 years of bachelor degree for every single adult in this country, even though none of them learn and they all 90 or probably 50% of them fail out of college. So just burn half the money. The other half of the money don't charge nobody for, even though they're going to make a fortune off their education if they fucking work hard. Then what else did he say? Oh yeah, let's not. Who knows how far he's going to go with this gun law? Then they want to do a new voting law. I'm not sure the details of the voting law. Taxes are definitely going up for everybody. If you don't think your taxes are going up, you're retarded. Oh yeah, he says send $15 an hour to my desk tomorrow and I'll fucking sign it. Oh, how was my breaking of the fast? I get it, Bob Saget. It was fucking amazing. Bob Saget, I got one question for you. I watched a Trey video yesterday. At the very end, he said, "Good night, and I love you guys from Bob Saget," or something like that. And then I remember reading a comment like a week ago saying someone said Bob Saget is Trey Trades. Can you absolve my concerns? Camo Havanick said Biden said something about Godpill not paying taxes. Not sure what that means, but I'm down. I'm above taxes, you're saying? I like it. It's a great answer, Alexis Marie. That's a great answer. The people will not give up their guns. The people will not give up their guns. I already know this. I know at least a dozen people that will die before they hand over a gun to anybody. At least a dozen. And I don't know very many people. It's probably 50% of the people I actually know and like would call if some shit hit the fan. They ain't giving up their guns, fool. I'm the guy, like, out of everyone I know, like, I love America the most, but I'm the only one that doesn't walk around with a gun. I'm the only one that walks around just, like, in sandals and shit. Everyone else got their fucking steel-plated boots on and shit, like they're always ready for war. I'm fucking just chilling. I know ain't nobody gonna start shit unless shit really pops off. So right now, I just chill everywhere I go, fucking relaxing. Everyone like, why you always so calm? Why the fuck would I be stressed out? The chronic Kush is just mad we can't get a decent human as a president. Well, it's not that we can't. It's that they won't let us, right? Like every time, supposedly a decent human is right around the corner, the media, the politicians, and everybody just gang up on them, shut them out, and there's no more conversation to be had. You could argue Donald Trump's the first one to be able to break through that barrier, but a lot of people don't think he's a good person. I think he's the best thing that happened in this country in at least the last 50 years. But Joe Biden's easily the worst thing that happened in this country ever. So there's no doubt in my mind, Democrats and Joe Biden are the worst thing to ever touch this country. And the only way it gets better is to remove the fake news. As long as the fake news exists, 50% of people will be voting against you and voting against humanity. My opinion on Bernie is that he's a sellout, just like Trey Trades. He bought AMC, he acts like he's a diamond hander, and he acts like he gets screwed and like he's mad about it. But we all know. Bernie's a sellout. He never fights for nothing. When he gets beat up, he just turns his back and shakes the guy's hand and kisses his butt. Bernie ain't no man. That's a fact. And neither are any of the other politicians. Bob Saget says, fuckboy Trey gonna get cursed for saying Bob Saget. I like it. Greg McNeil says, there's never been nearly as much money printing. Dollar is getting destroyed. How can asset prices go down? ? Thoughts? All the assets are connected to the dollars. When the dollar starts to get destroyed and gas goes up and food goes up and rent goes up and all these retards that thought they had it all figured out, they're going to pull their money from the market. It causes a sell-off. The rest of the people are going to start pulling their money. Now it becomes, if you don't pull your money, you're going to zero. So it just becomes a fight for how much, like, we've already seen the tweets where people say, like, when this thing happens, no one obviously knows when it's going to happen. But when it does, there's not going to be more than 1 to 5 rich people that actually get out with most of their wealth. And that's the only reason they're going to get out is because they got out early. They fucking saw it early and they just said, nope, not even going to chance it. Guys, I don't love Trump at all. I used to. I really did. But he really let me down. I understand why a lot of people don't like him. And I looked past those things because I thought he was looking at the greater good for like the American future, freedom, the individual, and that's all I've ever cared about since I started looking at politics and the founding fathers and this country, is what makes America great is the individual, and is the idea that if I work harder than you, I get more than you. Like, unfortunately, that's how humans are wired, and Democrats are trying to rewire humans all by a snap of a button, say, we won the election, you have to be different now, and that's not how humans work. If you try to change a human, you know what they do? They do drugs, they steal, they fight, they scream, they punch. Humans do not conform. NPCs conform. Fucking Elon Musk supporters conform. Fucking the dumbest. And they always think they're so smart, too. People that fucking watch Joe Rogan and Elon Musk think they're so fucking smart, and they're so fucking retarded. Like the ones that are proud atheists and want to tell everybody they don't know anything, or why you taking life so serious, it's all just a game. Oh man, there's nothing more pathetic I see in a human being than when they say, bro, it's not that serious, calm down. It's like, bro, bitches, you guys don't fucking care about life, and that's why your fucking life sucks. That's why you're looking for more. I just never quit looking. I never, like, I didn't find all the answers ever, right? Like, I'm still fucking looking for answers, but, man, I found a lot more answers than anyone I've ever talked to. Anyone I've ever talked to is basically a fucking retard compared to me.
Mitch and Chuck will understand it's good to be almost home. Down the hall. Anyway, thank you all, Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President, Chief Justice, members of the United States, revitalizing our democracy and winning the future for America.
America is not a democracy. America is a republic. If you don't know the fucking difference, you're not a fucking American. Mentally, spiritually, you ain't shit. Maybe on fucking paper for the Democrats, you're an American, but you ain't shit. So, if you don't know the difference between a democracy and a republic, the difference is, let me explain it very clearly. A democracy, no matter what majority rule, 51% of the vote, game over. Anything, any law, any imagination you have of changing the Constitution or anything else, snap of a finger, 51%, it's yours. What is America? America's a republic, not a democracy. What does that mean? What that means is a republic is the rights of the majority, or it's the will of the majority, so long the right of the individual is still protected. And these rights of the individual are defined out in this document known as the Constitution. And there's very, very, very many things in the Constitution that were not meant to be interpreted or changed. And Joe Biden disagreed with that in this speech. And he is the worst imaginable human being I could imagine being president. He reminds me of a Mormon prophet. Old, fucking fake, fraud, bitch-ass, pussy motherfucker. Holy moly.
I stand here tonight, one day shy of the 100th day of my administration. 100 days since I took the oath of office and lifted my hand off our family Bible and inherited a nation. We all did. That was in crisis. The worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis.
They caused the pandemic. Guys, all I can tell you is that whether it's a year from now or 10 years from now, I will prove with records, with whistleblowers, with all this other shit, that it was a coordinated attack, that it was known that every COVID case could have been a flu case, and that anything in between of COVID to flu to fucking cancer is all getting labeled COVID if possible. Like, I'm going to prove all of it. This was a total setup to fucking get their hands tight around everybody's fucking throats and guarantee their ability to steal the election. Guarantee with COVID that we can't watch the fucking counting of the votes because you need 6 feet and then 20 feet and then you gotta stay out the doors and then your mask isn't good enough. Like, fuck you, Democrats. You guys are some bitch-ass pussies.
It's the Great Depression. The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
You were the attack! Oh my God, he's the worst.
I can report to the nation. America is on the move again.
America's on the move again. So he's going to brag about how in the first 100 days, no president has ever gotten 1.2 million jobs added to the economy in the first 100 days. Okay? no president has encountered a situation like this where they come in as president with like the greatest unemployment we've seen in 50 years. Okay? So guess what that means? Since the pandemic happened, and in 2020, Trump's last months dominated the unemployment record in comparison to what Biden's doing. Biden came into presidency and in the first 100 days cut 100,000 energy jobs that were already happening and just shut down the projects. And now that they've added a net 1.1 million, they're trying to brag like everything in here was a fake hype and it's just fake details. It's fake math. It's all about the lying with statistics. And it's all people that just take these fake little fucking, in your head it sounds like a record, but in real life when you compare it to other things, it's not fucking shit. And that's Joe Biden's whole fucking life. If you just compare Joe Biden to Joe Biden, it may be hard to see how evil he is. But when you compare him to the rest of the fucking world, you don't even know if he's evil, and you just wonder if he's mentally fucking retarded. God, he's pathetic.
Barreling the possibility, crisis, opportunity, setbacks and strength. We all know life can knock us down, but in America, we never, ever, ever stay down. Americans always get up. Today, that's what we're doing. America's rising anew, choosing hope over fear, truth over lies, and light over darkness. After 100 days of rescue and renewal, America's ready for a takeoff, Michael. We're working again. Dreaming again.
They haven't even opened the schools yet. The schools aren't even fucking open yet. They're still wearing fucking masks. Everybody in this room had to have a COVID shot had to have a COVID shot, and some of them already had COVID, and yet every motherfucker in that building's wearing a mask. But you were not allowed in unless you had a COVID shot. Can you fucking imagine? And they're all wearing a mask. Fuck these fucking acting phony fraud bitch asses.
Showing each other and the world that there's no quit in America. None.
Holy shit.
100 days ago, America's house was on fire. We had to act. Thanks to the extraordinary leadership of Speaker Pelosi, and the large majority of Schumer, and the overwhelming support of the American people, Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, we did act. Together we passed the American Rescue Plan, one of the most consequential rescue packages.
There was zero Republican support! Are you fucking kidding me? He just lied straight out of his fucking teeth. There was not one Republican politician that voted for that fucking plan, and they shoved it down your throats, people. For a week, they said the Republicans were screaming, saying every other bill passed. Republicans and Democrats agreed on all things across the board. This one, Democrats said, fuck off, Republicans. Second they got the power, they don't care about the Republicans. Joe Biden will talk like he's uniting people, but he never will consider what a Republican thinks before he opens his fat fucking mouth. He'll never consider what the Constitution was meant to say or what the Founding Fathers fucking died for before he opens his fat fucking mouth. That ugly bitch. Fucking Schumer. Looks like a fucking troll-ass goblin. Little midget hoblet goblin.
After I promised we get 100 million COVID-19 vaccine shots into people's arms in 100 days, we will have provided over 220 million COVID shots.
Fucking please stop talking about COVID. You just tell me that we don't gotta worry about COVID, but we're still fucking talking about it.
Thanks to all the help of all of you. We're marshalling with your help, everyone's help. We're marshalling every federal resource. We've got vaccines to nearly 40,000 pharmacies and over 700 community health centers, where the poorest of the poor can be reached. 100 days later, 70% of seniors in America over 65 are protected, fully protected. She said, it's like every
look at that comment.
100 days later, 70% of seniors in America over 65 are protected, fully protected.
Fully protected, he says. When every fucking doctor and you can't sue the vaccine companies if it doesn't work. You can't sue them for negative side effects. They won't say that it's guaranteed. Like, why would he say fully protected? Like, that's a loss. Like, if a doctor says that, he's fucking sued out his fucking mind. Fully protected. Those two words a doctor would never fucking say. What a retard-ass retard.
Senior deaths for COVID-19 are down 80% since January. Down 80%.
Oh, so you just stopped counting COVID like you were before? Okay. Cool story, bro.
Because of all of you. More than half of all the adults in the world have gotten at least one shot. Mass vaccination center in Glendale, Arizona. I asked the nurse. I said, what's it like? She looked at me.
Every shot, it's like another dose of hope. I can just see hope growing inside the people, knowing that we're going back to normal someday. Look at him. Is he squinting to read the screen? Guys, he's got a screen right here, he's got a screen right here, and he's got a screen right here. And he's been practicing for 100 days on how to read and then bounce and keep reading and remember the last 3 words as he bounces and find where he was. But look at him fucking reading that ass screen right there. He always looks 3 directions. It's here, or it's here. Holy fucking shit, he's retarded.
Yeah, and she said, it's like every shot is giving a dose of hope. It's a dose of hope. Dose of hope from an educator in Florida.
Dose of hope.
From autoimmune disease. Wrote to me. Said she was worried about bringing the virus home. She said she then got vaccinated at a large site in her car. She said she sat in her car. She got vaccinated and just cried. Cried out of joy. Seeing the smiles on her kids' faces for those who did.
Fucking pathetic.
Logistical change. This country's over. He immediately took her granddaughter to the eye doctor. Something she said she put off for months because she didn't have delivering food and nutrition assistance to millions of Americans facing hunger. Hunger's down sharply already. We're also providing rental assistance.
Hunger's coming back. So they're talking about giving free food to everybody. They're talking about rental assistance to everybody permanently because they say this isn't your fault. But they're also saying it's not your fault that you don't want to go back to work. Oh man, that's not how a country survives.
People want to make sure they understand. Keeping people from being evicted from their homes. Providing loans to small businesses to reopen. Keep their employees on the job. During these 100 days, additional
Open the businesses. Don't give them fucking money.
800,000 Americans enrolled in the Affordable Care Act. When I established a special sign-up period to do that. 800,000 in that period. We're making one of the largest one-time ever investment ever in improving healthcare for veterans. Critical investments to address the opioid crisis.
Trump already fucking did that. What a fucking clown-ass statement to make. Trying to steal Trump's glory. If anyone thinks Trump didn't fucking help the VA, you're fucking retarded.
Maybe, most importantly, thanks to the American
Oh my god.
to cut child poverty in America in half this year.
You guys actually believe that? By them spending more money, making minimum wage 15, every fucking free college, fucking free housing, fucking free food. You guys really think they're gonna cut poverty instead of increase it? You're fucking retarded. Worst speech I've ever heard in my whole life. Worst speech I've ever heard in my whole life.
The economy created more than 1,300,000 new jobs in 100 days. More jobs in the first 100 days than any president on record. The International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is now estimating our economy will grow at a rate of more than 6% this year. That'll be the fastest pace of economic growth in this country in nearly 4 decades. America's moving forward, but we can't stop now. We're in competition with China and other countries to win the 21st century. We're at a great inflection point in history. We have to do more than just build back better.
1 minute till market open.
We have to compete more strenuously than we have. Throughout our history, think about it, but we can't stop now. We're in competition with China and other countries to win the 21st century. We're at a great inflection point in history. We have to do more than just build back better. We have to build back better. We have to compete more strenuously than we have. Throughout our history, think about it. Public investment in infrastructure has literally transformed America. Our attitudes as well as our opportunities. The Transcontinental Railroad, interstate highways, United
AMC looks like it'll open above 11.
Universal public schools and college aid. Open wide the doors.
Let's
of scientific
go.
breakthroughs took us to the moon. Now we're on Mars, discovering vaccines, gave us the internet, and so much more.
Alright guys, I'm convinced we never went to the moon. If you ever listen to NASA, if you ever listen to their excuses, like, they're all mentally retarded. They're just stealing your money to talk, like, play space in the backyard. But it's all green screen. I'm convinced it's all green screen. If you want to know why, it's because everything I'm about to say is 100% fact. They said, like, the NASA scientists right now, if you interview them, will tell you that the reason they haven't gone back to the moon, they wish they would. They would in a nanosecond if they could. But the reason they didn't is because the reason we went to the moon in 1960 or 1970 was 1969 was because one black woman did all the math and inventions of the special coating and material to build the rocket ship. And once it got up and down, they destroyed it, and they didn't save all the records that all the details were saved on hard drives were overwritten with new data because somebody accidentally used old hard drives instead of finding new hard drives. I don't know. That alone is basically enough for me. If you look at all the astronauts that have been to the moon, they all got drug problems, and they're all fucking lunatics. Like, they're just like Hollywood people, right? Like, they're all a bunch of Britney fucking Spears because they're celebrities that fucking lie and destroy their fucking soul in the name of the fucking Hollywood parties, celebrity bullshit. And they know they're scumbags, and so they embrace it because it's the only way to forget how big of a piece of shit you are. It's all a scam, people. You guys have been had. Humans are fucking gross. They are the most deceptive human beings. They are the most deceptive creatures in the whole universe. And it's time to find God. It's time to be done with humans and only allow the God's army to have a platform to speak to the world. Because these deceptors are fucking hurting everybody right now. I will be logging off in an hour and a half. I may come back later today, but I gotta run down to my brother's roofing company and have a quick chit chat. Hopefully his lawyers are there so I can talk about the trade lawsuit. I'm gonna try to see if there's any final details I can add in the next hour to my Word
These are
document.
investments we made together as one country. Investments that only the government was in a position to make. Time and again, they propel us into the future. That's why I proposed the American Jobs Plan. A once-in-a-generation investment in America itself. This is the largest jobs plan since World War II. Creates jobs to upgrade our transportation infrastructure. Jobs modernizing our roads, bridges, highways. Jobs building ports and airports, rail corridors, transit lines. It's clean water. And today, up to 10 million homes in America and more than 400,000 schools and child care centers have pipes with lead in them, including drinking water. A clear and present danger to our children's health. American Jobs Plan creates jobs replacing 100% of the nation's lead pipes and service lines, so every American can drink.
Them acting like the lead pipes is a clear and present danger and that we should spend $1 trillion, which only 100 billion. God Pill, how can I help you?
What up, man?
What up?
Hey, you going to get your job back?
Nope.
Brother?
Nope. I'm going to talk to a lawyer and sue Trey, bitch. I am not getting a job, faggots. YouTube is my job.
Clean water.
But can you imagine this, though?
And the process will create...
Changing out every lead pipe in America? Fucking retarded. You guys can't find me an article of the last lead pipe poisoning from fucking the water. There's more fucking poison in the natural water that they're dumping, chemicals they're dumping into our fucking water, than's coming from any fucking pipe.
Thousands and thousands of good-paying jobs. It creates
Like,
jobs connecting every American.
that's what the Democrats do. They just come up with random fucking bullshit that can't be proven or disproven, and then they say it's really, really scary, and then they say we need money to fix it. It's all fucking Democrats do. We need money and power to save you. Fuck you, pussies.
High-speed internet, including 35% of the rural America that still doesn't have it. It's going to help our kids and our businesses succeed in the 21st century economy. And I'm asking the Vice President to lead this effort, because I know it'll get done. Creates jobs building a modern power grid.
Bullshit.
Kids are vulnerable to storm, their child, or care for an elderly parent who needs help. 800,000 families on Medicare waiting list right now to get home care for their aging cycle of growth. For too long, we failed to use the most important word when it comes to meeting the climate crisis. Jobs. 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 For me, when I think climate change, I think jobs. American Jobs Plan will put engineers and construction workers to work building more energy-efficient buildings and homes.
You guys are so retarded if you believe this.
But folks, there's no reason why American workers can't lead the world in production of electric vehicles and batteries.
Besides, they're all retarded, lazy, fat, and ugly. That's the reason, retard. Because you let them fucking waste themselves away thinking that you would take care of them for the rest of their fucking life, you retard. He keeps acting like America what it was 50 years ago, and it's not. Democrats have ruined this country. It's a fact. Maybe 50% of us are still true to who we were. But Democrats have fucked everything. GME just touched green. AMC's headed down, though, for some reason. GME goes slightly up. AMC comes down. They're both at 0.3%.
And I might know parenthetically. That does not violate any trade agreement. It's been the law since the 30s. Buy American. American tax dollars are going to be used to buy American products made in America to create American jobs. That's the way it's supposed to be, and it will be in this administration. And I made it clear to all my cabinet people, their ability to give exemptions has been strenuously limited. It will be American products. Now I know some of you at home are wondering whether these jobs are for you. So many of you, so many of the folks I grew up with, feel left behind, forgotten, and the economy is so rapidly changing. It's frightening. I want to speak directly to you. If you think about it, that's what people are most worried about. Can I fit in? Independent experts estimate the American jobs plan
You guys think I'm most worried about can I fit in? You guys think that's the question that I ask myself when I go to sleep at night? Can I fit in? Do you think they're gonna like me?
Add millions of jobs and trillions of dollars to economic growth in the years to come. It is a 8-year program. These are good paying jobs and can't be outsourced. Nearly 90% of the infrastructure jobs created in the American Jobs Plan do not require a college degree. 75% don't require an associate's degree. The American Jobs Plan is a blue-collar blueprint to build America. That's what it is. And it recognizes something I've always said in this chamber and the other. Good guys and women on Wall Street, but Wall Street didn't build this country. The middle class built the country, and unions built the middle class. So that's why I'm calling on Congress to pass the Protect the Right to Organize Act, the PRO Act, and send it to my desk so we can support the right to unionize. And by the way, while you're thinking about sending things to my desk, let's raise the minimum wage to $15. No one working 40 hours a week, should live below the poverty line.
If they raise it to $15 an hour, businesses will go out of business and more jobs will be lost than gained. It will not motivate people to work because people won't. If they're not going to work for $12 an hour, they're not working for $15 an hour. I promise you. This guy's mentally retarded.
We need to ensure greater equity and opportunity for women. What we're doing is let's get the Paycheck Fairness Act to my desk as well. Equal pay. They spent much too long.
Anyone that thinks women get paid less than men are fucking retarded. You guys don't know how to do fucking basic math. And if you count the fact that you're not fucking working and you still think you deserve to get paid even though you're not working as much, you're fucking retarded. Holy shit.
Look behind me.
Some women are so fucking retarded. Can't believe they fucking let the country get destroyed just because somebody's fucking supposedly fighting for them.
More about this than I do. See more technological change in the next 10 years than we saw in the last 50. That's how rapidly artificial intelligence, so much more is changing. And we're falling behind the competition with the rest of the world. Decades ago, we used to invest 2% of our gross domestic product in America. 2% of our gross domestic product in research and development. Today, Mr. Secretary, that's less than 1%. China and other countries are closing in fast. We have to develop and dominate the products and technologies of the future. Advanced batteries, biotechnology, computer chips, clean energy. The Secretary of Defense can tell you, and those of you on work in national security issues know, the Defense Department has an agency called DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. The people who set up before I came here, and that's been a long time ago, to develop breakthroughs that enhance our national security. That's their only job. And it's a semi-separate agency. It's under the Defense Department. It's led to everything from the discovery of the internet, to GPS, and so much more that's enhanced our security. The National Institute of Health, the NIH, I believe, should create a similar advanced research projects agency for health. And that would do what it would do. It would have a singular purpose: to develop breakthroughs to prevent, detect, and treat diseases like Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer.
They're not smart enough to do that shit. They've been trying to do that for 40 years. They got the same shit they've been working with 40 years ago.
I'll still never forget when we passed the cancer proposal last year as vice president. Almost $9 million going to NIH.
What a waste of money.
I forget you stand and mention saying name after my deceased son.
What a waste of fucking money. Just paid fucking salary bonuses to government employees.
Vice President Harris and I met regularly in the Oval Office with Democrats and Republicans to discuss the jobs plan. And I applaud a group of Republican senators who just put forward their own proposal. So let's get to work. I wanted to lay out before the Congress my plan before we got into the deep discussions. I'd like to meet those who have ideas that are different, who think are better. I welcome those ideas.
He's such a liar.
The world is not waiting for us.
You're a fucking liar.
From my perspective, doing nothing is not an option.
But what if that's the other people's opinion? It's not an option. Exactly. So you're not welcoming other ideas because it's not an option. He acts like he's fucking God, Bill.
Look, we can't be so busy competing with one another that we forget the competition we have with the rest of the world to win the 21st century. Secretary Lincoln will tell you I spent a lot of time with President Xi.
These are modern day Nazis. 3 modern day Nazis. These people would gladly send people to the gas chamber if they thought they were terrorists of this country or if they thought they were Trump supporters. If they thought they could just do that tomorrow and everyone be on board, these 3 people would laugh and party in the process.
Travel over 17,000 miles.
Cannot wait
Spent the time under 24 hours in private
to
jet.
fucking convince the Supreme Court
Congratulating with a 2-hour discussion.
to fucking sentence these people to a firing squad.
Becoming the most significant
I cannot wait to get to the Supreme Court and convince them that these people are deserving of a firing squad
hypocrisies. It takes
from their own fucking grandchildren too.
to win that competition for the future. In my view, we also need to make a once-in-a-generation investment in our families and our children. That's why I've introduced the American Families Plan tonight, which addresses 4 of the biggest challenges facing American families and in turn America. First is access to good education.
If you guys don't think these people have slaves and fucking sex slaves and fucking all different types of things and they're locked up in their fucking basement and shit, you're out of your goddamn mind. If you don't think they were going to the fucking islands, you're out of your goddamn mind. These people are the fucking people that created it. God, you're gross. Democrats are so gross. The most repulsive thing I can imagine. A Democrat. The most repulsive thing I can imagine. Repulsive thing I can imagine.
Great universities in this country have conducted studies for the last 10 years. It shows that adding 2 years of universal high-quality preschool for every 3-year-old and 4-year-old, no matter what background they come from, puts them in a position to be able to compete all the way through 12 years. It increases exponentially their prospect of graduating and going on beyond graduation. Research shows when a young child goes to school, not daycare, they're far more likely to graduate from high school than go to college or something after high school. When you add 2 years of free community college on top of that, you begin to change the dynamic. We can do that. And we'll increase Pell Grants and invest in historical black colleges and universities, tribal colleges, minority-serving institutions. The reason is they don't have the endowments. But their students are just as capable of learning about cybersecurity, just as capable of learning about metallurgy, all the things that are going on to provide those jobs in the future. Jill is a community college professor who teaches today as First Lady. She's long said, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Joe, any country that out-educates us is going to out-compete us. She'll be deeply involved in leading this effort. Thank you, Joe. Second thing, we need American Families Plan will provide access to quality, affordable child care. We guarantee I'm proposing in legislation to guarantee that low and middle-income families will pay no more than 7% of their income for high-quality care for children up to the age of 5. The most hard-pressed working families won't have to spend a dime. Third, the American Families Plan will finally provide up to 12 weeks of paid leave and medical leave, family medical leave. We're one of the few industrial countries in the world. No one should have to choose between a job and a paycheck or taking care of themselves and their loved ones, a parent, or spouse, or child. And fourth, the American Family Plan puts directly into the pockets of millions of Americans. In March, we expanded tax credit for every child in the family, up to $3,000 per child if you're under 6 years of age. Over 6 years of age. And $3,600 for children over 6 years of age. And 2 parents, 2 kids, that's $7,200 in the pockets to help take care of your family. And that will help more than 65 million children and help cut child care poverty in half. We can afford it. So we did that in the last piece of legislation we passed. Let's extend that child care tax credit at least through the end of 2025. The American Rescue Plan lowered health care premiums for 9 million Americans who buy their coverage under the Affordable Care Act. I know that's really popular this side of the aisle. But let's make that provision permanent so their premiums don't go back up. Make us demonstrate how badly it's needed. Let's lower deductibles for working families on the Affordable Care Act. And let's lower prescription drug costs.
If they could, Obama would have done it. You think Obama served 2 terms to fuck that up on purpose? They can't lower it. He's such a fucking liar.
Power to save hundreds of billions by negotiating lower drug prescription prices.
Oh my God. He said he was going to have lower prices in the first 100 days. Trump already lowered the prices. The prices are...
Prescription drug costs for everyone. And the money you save, which is billions of dollars, can go to strengthen the Affordable Care Act and expand Medicare coverage benefits without costing taxpayers an additional penny. It's within our power to do it. Let's do it.
Without costing taxpayers an additional penny.
Now, we've talked about it long enough. Democrats and Republicans, let's get it done this year. This is all about a simple premise. Healthcare should be a right, not a privilege in America. So, how do we pay for my jobs and family plan? I made it clear we can do it without increasing the deficit. Let's start with what I will not do. I will not impose any tax increase on people making less than $400,000.
Who wants to bet? I'll put any amount of money. We put it on the table. You put it somewhere. I guarantee everybody gets lower spending income, whether you're losing jobs, whether your income, whether inflation going through the roof, and so your dollar doesn't spend as much, or whether they tax you more, you will make half as much as you've ever made in your life starting now.
But it's time for corporate America. And the wealthiest 1% of Americans have just begun to pay their fair share. Just their fair share. Sometimes I have arguments with my friends in the Democratic Party. I think you should be able to become a billionaire or a millionaire. But pay your fair share. A recent study shows that 55 of the nation's biggest corporations paid 0 federal tax last year. Those
studies also show those 55 companies paid 99% Democrat donations. 55 of the largest companies in the world didn't pay taxes. All of them paid more to Democrats than anybody else. Why didn't he finish the fucking stat, huh? Why didn't he finish the fucking stat? Huh? I guarantee it.
Made in excess of $40 billion in profit. A lot of companies also evade taxes through tax havens in Switzerland and Bermuda and Cayman Islands.
Same with Joe Biden using his son. Fucking retard.
And they benefit from tax loopholes and deductions for offshoring jobs and shifting profits overseas. It's not right. We're going to reform corporate taxes.
He created it. The dude's been in politics for 50 years and he's saying it's not right because he created it.
So they pay their fair share and help pay for the public investments their businesses will benefit from as well. We're going to reward work, not just wealth. We take the top tax bracket for the wealthiest 1% of Americans, those making over $400,000 or more, back up to where it was when George W. Bush was president. When he started, 39.6%. That's where it was when George W. was president. We're going to get rid of the loopholes allowing America.
Problem is that he just said that and acting like it's just like it used to be, but he's not telling you that he's also doing it to the capital gains tax, which changes fucking everything. I told somebody that was like, oh, Democrats are fine, the dollar's fine, printing's fine, because as long as people believe, then it's all about people's faith, and that's all that matters, and everyone I know thinks that we're fine. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. Did you hear that Joe Biden increased capital gains tax to 39% for rich people? And he's like his face just fucking melted. He's like, what? I'm like, look it up, bro. Every news article I see today is all saying that capital gains tax going up to 40%. He's like, long-term capital gains tax? I'm like, yeah, bro. And he just gets on his phone and gets all fucking quiet. The guy who says, we have faith in the system. I told him how Joe Biden just fucking nuked the capital gains tax, and he just fucking melted into a little fucking puddle of shit. It was great.
Americans make more than $1 million a year
Oh, man. It was so great.
on their capital gains and Americans who receive a paycheck. We're only going to affect 0.3% of all Americans by that action. 0.3%. And the IRS is going to crack down on millionaires and billionaires who cheat on their taxes. It's estimated to be billions of dollars by think tanks.
I'm fortunate to be in Arizona where they just legalized marijuana, so life got a little easier, less stressful out here.
Left, right, and center. I'm not looking to punish anybody, but I will not add a tax burden, additional tax burden to the middle class in this country. They're already paying enough. I believe what I propose is fair, fiscally responsible, and it raises revenue to pay for the plans I propose and will create millions of jobs that will grow the economy and enhance our financial standing in the country. When you hear someone say they don't want to raise taxes on the wealthiest 1% or corporate America, ask them, whose taxes?
Okay, remember, everyone's getting taxed. We just talked about that. But if you don't believe in a fair tax system for poor or rich, like if you think a rich person, a billionaire, should go make his $1 billion and then give it, like, it should only be left with $10 million because no one needs more than $10 million, you are a worshiper of Satan. You think the glory belongs with the machine and everybody should just do their fucking role to make the machine happy. Jesus stood up in heaven and said, fuck that noise. We are gods. We do not bow. We fucking build. And so he said, let every man have agency. Let every woman have agency. And the ones who get the glory deserved it, and the ones who don't will suffer. And that doesn't, the glory is not just the money. There's plenty of fucking miserable ass rich people. Remember, people, the money just amplifies you. It is not, like, money is not a bad thing. It just amplifies you. So if you're a bad person, you need to lose your fucking money. Bye-bye, JJM, Democrat bitch.
Big tax cut in 2017.
Cunt motherfucker. This is a weird echo chamber.
Instead, it added $2 trillion to the deficit. It was a huge windfall for corporate America, and those at the very top. Instead of using the tax savings to raise wages and invest in research and development, it poured billions of dollars into the pockets of CEOs. In fact, the pay gap between CEOs and their workers is now one of the largest in history. According to one study, CEOs make 320 times what the average worker in their corporation makes. It used to be in below 100.
The things I hate about these stats, like, let's just do an example. Let's just say Amazon's got 1 million employees, right? And let's say Amazon, well, let's say Facebook. I know, because I only know Facebook's revenue, or I believe their profit was $30 billion. So that's million billion. So this is $30 billion. Let's just say Amazon profited $30 billion, and they got 1 million employees. That means you could take every single year of profit and basically double everybody's salary. 30K to 60K, but now there's no more building your business. There's no more expansion. There's no more advertising. There's a lot of stuff that you're going to hold back on, right? No more CEO bonuses and all this. Like, And so the question becomes, well, who's going to run the company? Oh, the people will run the company. Oh, really? The people are fucking retarded. Like, we've seen what people can do. So, I mean, I love the American system. I think anyone can be a business owner, and I think a lot of bitches out there like to complain when they should actually just be running their own fucking business. Yeah, I don't know. Just the idea of a business taking away 100% of their profits and giving it all to the employees does not sound American at all. And even if you do that, it's not going to change anyone's life. Like, it might change some, like, it might allow people to upgrade in a condo or something, but I don't know. 30, 40, 50, 60K. And the problem is the average salary at Amazon is probably 80, 90K. So if you're only getting 30K more, then it's like a 25% bonus. So you're going like from 90K to 120K. Let's check. Let's see if I'm right about this. Amazon employees. Employee number. Almost a million. So I was close on that. Amazon average salary. I want overall average. The median total compensation, meaning half were paid more and half were paid less, is 28,000. I don't want the median. I don't want the median. Wow, it went from 28,000 to 35,000 though. I want the average. I don't want the median. I mean, it says they range anywhere from like 30,000 to 110,000. So I think we can say an average is maybe 60,000. So basically, the idea is if you took 100% of Amazon's profit, then you could give everyone an average of a 50% raise. And I'm just here to say that if I give people a 50% raise, I got nothing out of the performance. If anything, they became a worse employee, especially if they demanded the raise. And then what else? Oh yeah, and I'm not getting a profit, so now anyone that runs the company that was getting bonuses before that had an incentive to make sure it did well, their incentive's out the door. Good luck with that one. I get it, Tyler Bell. I get it, but I still think the average is probably closer to $50,000 to $60,000. And so when you're looking at a percent of what does it do to the average income of the average Amazon employee, to me it makes a lot more sense to use the average than it does the median. The Real God Pill says nothing says America like capitalizing on someone else's losses. I'm not sure what that means. So Sir Dojalot says, to some that are watching, the world for a Hellcat, question mark? I think he's calling me a Hellcat. And he's saying, are you really prepared to give up the world so this guy can run it? I sure is. Oh no, because before that he said, law needs to move fast before we lose it all. To some that are watching, the world for a Hellcat. Wise choice. What's a Hellcat? Obviously, he's not the real God Pill. But I don't mind. Like, imitation is the highest form of flattery, so I don't mind.
The pandemic has only made things worse. 20 million Americans lost their job in the pandemic. Working and middle-class Americans. At the same time, roughly 650 billionaires in America saw their net worth increase by more than $1 trillion. At the same time period. Let me say it again. 650 people increased their wealth by more than $1 trillion during this pandemic. And they're now worth more than $4 trillion. My fellow Americans, trickle down. Trickle down economics has never worked. It's time to grow the economy from the bottom and the middle out.
From the bottom out. Oh man, that's not how you save people. The only way to save the bottom is to change who they are. It is not by giving them money. Everything about this was how are we going to spend money to get ourselves out of this problem?
You know, there's a broad consensus of economists left, right, and center, and they agree that our proposal will upgrade millions of jobs and generate historic economic growth. These are among the highest values investments we can make as a nation. I've often said, our greatest strength is the power of our example, not just the example of our power. My conversations with world leaders, and I've spoken to over 38, 40 of them now, I've made it known. That America's back. You know what they say? The comment I hear most of all from them? So they say, we see America's back, but for how long? But for how long? My fellow Americans, we have to show not just that we're back to stay, and that we aren't going to go alone. We're going to do it by leading with our allies. No one nation can deal with all the crises of our time, from terrorism to nuclear proliferation, mass migration.
Not one nation, but one man can.
Cybersecurity, climate change, as well as we're experiencing now pandemics. There's no wall high enough to keep any virus out.
I'd just snap out the
With our own
virus
vaccine supply as it grows,
with data.
and we're meeting them, we'll become an arsenal for vaccines for other countries, just as America's an arsenal for democracy for the world, and in consequence influence the world. But every American will have access, before that, every American will have access to be fully covered by COVID-19 for the vaccines we have. Look, the climate crisis, it's not our fight alone, it's a global fight. The United States accounts, as all of you know, less than 15% of carbon emissions. The rest of the world accounts for 85%. That's why I kept my commitment to rejoin the Paris Accord, because if we do everything perfectly, it's not going to only matter. I kept my commitment to convene the climate summit right here in America, of all the major economies of the world, China, Russia, India, European Union. I said I'd do it in my first 100 days. I want to be very blunt about it. My attempt was to make sure that the world could see there was a consensus, that we are at an inflection point in history. The consensus is if we act to save the planet, we can create millions of jobs and economic growth and opportunity to raise the standard of living almost everyone around the world. You watch any of it.
Lies.
That's what virtually every nation said, even the ones that aren't doing their fair share. The investments I proposed tonight also advance a foreign policy, in my view, that benefits the middle class. That means making sure every nation plays by the same rules in the global economy, including China. In my discussions with President Xi, I told him, we welcome the competition. We're not looking for conflict. But I made absolutely clear that we will defend America's interests across the board. America will stand up to unfair trade practices that undercut American workers and American industries, like subsidies from state-to-state-owned operations and enterprises, and the theft of American technology and intellectual property. I also told President Xi we'll maintain a strong military presence in the Indo-Pacific, just as we do for NATO and Europe. Not to start a conflict, but to prevent one. I told them what I said to many world leaders, that America will not back away from our commitments, our commitment to human rights and fundamental freedoms, and to our alliances. I pointed out to him, no
But he ain't done shit about Hong Kong.
responsible American president could remain silent when basic human rights are being so blatantly violated. An American president has to represent the essence of what our country stands for. America is an idea, the most unique idea in history. We are created, all of us, equal. It's who we are. And we cannot walk away from that principle.
Created equal, but we don't fucking end up equal. I'm way better than all you bitches.
And in fact, say we're dealing with the American
Especially
idea.
Joe Biden.
I know it concerns some of you, but I made very clear to Putin that we're not going to seek escalation. But their actions will have consequences. They turn out to be true, and they turned out to be true. So I responded directly and proportionally to Russia's interference in our elections and the cyber attacks on our government and our business. They did both of these things, and I told them we would respond, and we have. We can also cooperate when it's our mutual interest. We did it when we extended the New START Treaty on nuclear arms, and we're working to do it on climate change. But he understands. We will respond. On Iran and North Korea, nuclear programs that present serious threats to American security and the security of the world. We're going to be working closely with our allies to address the threats posed by both of these countries through diplomacy as well as stern deterrence. And American leadership means ending the forever war in Afghanistan. We have...
Pulls the troops out and lets destabilization happen where we don't want it, and then lets crazy motherfucking countries like Iran do whatever the fuck they want. Sounds like a real leader.
We have, without hyperbole, the greatest fighting force in the history of the world. I'm the first president in 40 years who knows what it means to have a son serving in a war zone. Today we have service members serving in the same war zone as their parents did. We have service members in Afghanistan who are not yet born on 9/11.
You started that bitch, faggot! Oh my god. This is
We went to
unbelievable.
Afghanistan to get terrorists. The terrorists who attacked us on 9/11. We said we would follow Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell.
You attacked us on 9/11, you fucking liar.
We delivered justice to bin Laden. We did it in Afghanistan. Those of you in the intelligence committees, the foreign relations committee, defense committees, you know well. We have to remain vigilant against the threats of the United States wherever they come from. Al-Qaeda and ISIS are in Yemen, Syria, Somalia, other places in Africa, the Middle East and beyond. And we won't ignore what our intelligence agencies have determined to be the most lethal terrorist threat to the homeland today. White supremacy is terrorism. We're not going to ignore that either. My fellow Americans, look, we have to come together to heal the soul of this nation.
Holy fuck, he's talking about racism right now. Better be fucking kidding me. What a horrible president.
See how right she was, if we have the courage to act.
What a horrible president.
We've all seen the need of justice on the neck of black Americans. Now's our opportunity.
What a horrible president.
The vast
fucking spreading that filthy lie.
Fellow Americans, we have
Filthy lie.
to rebuild trust between law enforcement and the people they serve, to root out systemic racism in our criminal justice system, and to enact police reform in George Floyd's name that passed the House already. I know Republicans have their own ideas.
He's gone full Alex Jones, says the real God Pill. Bye, bitch. I'm so much better than Alex Jones. If you don't realize that, you're fucking retarded. I got answers. Alex Jones got conspiracies. I got a whole fucking bunch of answers that guarantees that even if I'm wrong about this shit, I'll get the answers to this shit too. That's the difference between me and Alex Jones. You don't gotta wait 20 years to find out that I'm never gonna fucking finish my work. I'm fucking finishing the work soon, motherfuckers.
The country supports this reform, and Congress should act. We have a giant opportunity to bend the arc of the moral universe toward justice, real justice. And with the plans outlined tonight, we have a real chance to root out systemic racism that plagues America and American life in other ways. A chance to deliver real equity, good jobs, good schools, affordable housing, clean air, clean water, being able to generate wealth and pass it down to generations because you have access to purchase a house. Real opportunities in the lives of more Americans, black, white, Latino, Asian Americans, Native Americans. Look, I also want to thank the United States Senate for voting 94-1 to pass the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act to protect Asian American and Pacific Islanders. You acted decisively. You can see on television the viciousness of the hate crimes we've seen over the past year for too long. I urge the House to do the same and send that legislation to my desk, which I will gladly, anxiously sign. I also hope Congress will get to my desk the Equality Act to protect LGBTQ America. To all transgender Americans watching at home, especially the young people, you're so brave. I want you to know your president has your back. Another thing, let's authorize the Violence Against Women Act, which has been law for 27 years.
Bob Odin's a retard faggot.
27 years.
Bye, bitch.
It will close the act that has to be authorized now. Will close the boyfriend loophole to keep guns out of the hands of abusers. The court order said this is an abuser. You can't own a gun. It's to close that loophole that existed. You know, it's estimated that 50
Totally right,
children
Alexis.
killed by an intimate partner every month in America. 50 a month. Let's pass it. Let's save some lives. And I need not tell anyone this, but gun violence has become an epidemic in America.
Oh,
Despite
God.
it, the White House will still find it half-assed. For the 8 victims of the mass shooting in Georgia.
Oh, God.
10 more lives were taken in the mass shooting in Colorado.
All right, let's have a quick conversation on gun violence for all the retards in the chat. Here's what I'm going to say about gun violence. If you look up violence, we're just going to do real stats, America versus the rest of the world, places with guns and places without guns. So, there's something like an average of 30 to 50,000 deaths a year from gun violence in America. Less than 5% of those are from the mass shootings you hear about on TV, and over 80% of them are suicides. When somebody kills themselves, there are more suicides in this country, not from a gun, than a gun. So people kill themselves from pills, jumping off buildings, crashing cars, all this other shit, right? There's more people dying from this other shit than guns. So it's not like guns are the reason people are killing themselves, okay, retards? Anyone using arguments that the gun deaths in America is why we should get rid of guns are fucking retarded. Now, if you want to say the mass shooting deaths are so horrible that you should get your way, it's a different conversation. I still think it's a retarded one, but it's at least a different one. But if you're trying to use the actual gun deaths in America as a reason why, you fucking suck at statistics and you're a horrible piece of human trash, okay? So here's what we're going to do. If you look at Europe, they don't got guns, right? And then you look at us, we have guns. And basically, if you look in America where we don't have guns, where we do have guns, it's a sad fact, but the places where guns are easy to get your hands on are much safer than places where guns are hard to get your hands on. I won't say that it's just because of that one reasoning. There's probably a dozen different factors that contribute to that stat. But yes, I will always be pro-gun over anti-gun. And so ultimately what you're going to realize is that Europe has the worst crime rates. They have the most rapings. They have the most killings. They have the most rock deaths. They have the most club beatings. They have the most guys beating on women. They have the most horrible shit you can imagine because nobody's basically most men can look and size somebody up and pick fights they know they can win, right? And so basically in Europe, as long as you know you can win the fight, then you go pick that fight if you're going to get something from it, whether it's a girl or whether it's the guy's money or anything else, because there's no reason not to. You know they don't got a gun. They're not going to kill you. What's the worst? You're going to jail? You just got out of jail. Good. We'll go to jail for another month if I can't get $1,000 off this guy's pocket. That's exactly how their head's thinking right now. So Europe's a fucking trash place. They're pushing that you guys need to stop having babies because of climate change, but then they're bringing in only Muslim men into Germany, and every story I've heard in Germany is just fucking nightmarish. That the Muslim men out there are fucking straight, like, hardcore fucking terrorist Muslims that didn't bring their women with them, and they are there to fucking destroy that fucking country. That's how I understand it. Man, it's all sad. It's all scary.
And the week in between those two events, 200.
Oh, no. So let's finish the gun thing. So, basically, if you subtract the suicides from the gun deaths, which shouldn't be considered as a gun death, and it should be considered only as a suicide, then you get down to like 10 to 20,000 deaths. Well, did you know that by rocks and guns and knives and stabbings and all those crazy things, car runovers and all those different things in Europe, like per population, there are 100,000 deaths, and we're 10 to 20,000 deaths a year? Everywhere else is more dangerous than America. America is the safest country in the world, maybe Canada, but only because we're protecting them from the rest of the world. No one has access to them. We've been protecting them for fucking 200 years without them even fucking knowing it. Holy shit.
Shut dead in the streets of America. 2050, shut dead. I know how it is to make progress on this issue. In the 90s, we passed universal background checks. A ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines that hold 100 rounds that can be fired off.
You fucking ban high-capacity magazines, and you're gonna have a rude awakening. That ain't gonna last. They aren't giving those up. Like, everyone I know that has 100 guns and 100,000 to 10 million bullets because they just want to be ready for anything. Like, the clips, high capacity magazine clips, in order to fight in a war, in case war ever came to their footstep or doorstep, is exactly what the Second Amendment is for, and exactly why they need high capacity clips or magazines. What do you want to call it? A magazine. But, guys, I've shot plenty of guns. I'm not a gun expert by any means. So if I say a word that offends you because you're a gun expert and I'm not, I apologize. But fuck off, because I'm an expert at other things. Like, if I wanted to be an expert at guns, I wouldn't be an expert at all things I needed to be an expert at. So you could go fuck yourself.
Seconds. You beat the NRA. Mass shootings and gun violence decline. Check out the report, Lieutenant. But in the early 2000s, the law expired. We've seen daily bloodshed since. I'm not saying if the law continued, we wouldn't see bloodshed. More than 2 weeks ago in the Rose Garden, surrounded by some of the bravest people I know, the survivors and family serial numbers. So they show up at crime scenes. Look. I don't want to become confrontational, but we need more Senate Republicans to join the overall majority of Democratic colleagues and close the loopholes required to background check purchases of guns. We need a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Don't tell me it can't be done. We did it before and it worked. Talk to most responsible gun owners and hunters. They'll tell you there's no possible justification for having 100 rounds in a weapon.
He's never talked to a responsible gun owner or hunter. When he did, and the guy said, "What are you going to do about my Second Amendment?" he said, "Shut up, I don't work for you." That's what he fucking said to the responsible gun owner. He said, "I don't work for you." Do you guys not remember that? This guy's a fucking lying ass clown. God damn it, he's retarded.
Here's an American issue. Here's what else we can do. Immigration has always been essential to America.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
end our exhaustive war on immigration. For more than 30 years, politicians have talked about immigration reform, and we've done nothing about it. It's time to fix it. On day one of my presidency, I kept my commitment to send a comprehensive immigration bill to the United States Congress. If you believe we need to secure the border, pass it, because it has a lot of money for high-tech border security. If you believe in the pathway to citizenship, pass it. There's over 11 million undocumented folks, the vast majority of here, overstaying visas. Pass it. We can actually, if you actually want to solve a problem, I've sent a bill to take a close look at it. We also have to get at the root problem of why people are fleeing, particularly to our southern border from Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador.
Why people are fleeing Did he say why people are fleeing America? Oh no, or why they're fleeing Honduras. Okay, that's fine.
Hurricanes, earthquakes,
I hear it. That's fake news though. They're not fleeing because of fucking hurricanes.
When I was vice president, the president asked me to focus on providing help needed to address the root causes of migration. And to help keep people in their own countries instead of being forced to leave. The plan was working. The last administration decided it was not worth it. I'm restoring the program and asked Vice President Harris to lead our diplomatic effort to take care of this. I have absolute confidence to get the job. Now look, if you don't like my plan, let's at least pass what we all agree on. Congress needs to pass legislation this year to finally secure protection for dreamers. But don't forget, only known America as our home. And permanent protection for immigrants who are here on temporary protective status who came from countries beset by man-made and natural-made violence and disaster. As well as a pathway to citizenship for farm workers who put food on our tables. Look, immigrants have done so much for America during this pandemic and throughout our history. The country supports immigration reform. We should act. Let's argue.
Immigrants have not done more for America than America has done for immigrants, you fucking retards. You don't get to come steal my country and make it like your bitch-ass place you ran from, you fucking retard. America will not stand for it, I promise.
Let's debate it. Let's act.
Holy fucking shit, you guys are retarded. Democrats are not humans. I promise. They're fucking crab people. Crab people. Crab people. Look like... Talk like humans. Look like crab people. Fucking little monsters, I swear to God. Did you guys see that picture with Kamala Harris where she got a big old thing on her neck and it looks like somebody fucking pulled Kamala's face over their face? She had a big old fucking scar on her neck. It was weird looking. Fuck you, pussy. Joe Biden's a bitch. Fuck you, Joe Biden.
Lives were lost. Extraordinary courage was summoned. The insurrection was an exercise.
Judgment Day is coming. I will see this motherfucker in court. I'm suing fucking Joe Biden along with everybody else.
Whether our democracy could survive, and it did. But the struggle is far from over. The question of whether our democracy will long endure is both ancient and urgent.
We are not a democracy, you dumb fuck! You disrespect the country when you say that shit.
As old as our republic. Still, fight of the day.
Oh, now he says republic? Oh, interesting. He knows that word? I didn't know he knew the word. I thought he just fucking didn't know the word.
Democracy deliver on its promise. That all of us created equal in the image of God had a chance to lead lives of dignity, respect, and possibility. Can our democracy deliver?
And then he ends it with American-type words. He says all this fucking communist Nazi bullshit, and then he says freedom, God, individual. What a fucking clown.
The most pressing needs of our people. Can our
Fuck you, pussy.
And fears that pull us apart. America's adversaries, the autocrats of the world, are betting we can't. And I promise you they're betting we can't. They believe we're too full of anger and division and rage.
Anger, division, rage, retardation, lack of math, fucking corruption, Satan, how many things you want? Like, I could go on and on. The Democrats are so bad, they have the longest list of shit. And, like, so every Democrat got 100, they're all qualified, 100 shit list. And then the real bad Democrats got, like, thousands on their list. But every Democrat got at least 100 shit list reasons that they're a piece of shit.
They look at the images of the mob that assaulted the Capitol as proof that the sun is setting on American democracy. But they're wrong. You know it, I know it.
You are not American if you're a fucking Democrat. I'm saying it here and forever and from now on. You are not a fucking American if you're a fucking Democrat. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck off my channel. I'm done with you. I dust my feet off of you. You will not be forgiven until you denounce your evil fucking wicked ways, you little bitch. Fuck Democrats. This was the worst speech of all time in American history. This is the saddest moment in American history. Goddamn Democrats ruined this fucking country. Thank God God had a plan for it. That this is all biblical and it was supposed to go this way. Thank fucking God.
Opportunity guarantees more fairness and justice. That's the essence of America. That's democracy in action. Our Constitution opens with words as trite as it sounds. We the people. It was time to remember that we the people are the government. You and I. Not some force in the distant capital. Not some powerful force we have no control over. It's us. It's we the people.
Have you ever fucking heard somebody try to say America is the government? It's literally the opposite of what we fought for. It's that the people are free in this whole context, and then the government gets to try to help. He says we are America. We are the government. We are the people. Talking about all those bitch-ass government employees. If you're a government employee, there's a 90% chance that you don't have a fulfilling job, that your job fucking sucks, and you don't deserve a fucking job, and they should have fired you 20 years ago. 90% chance if you're a government employee, we didn't fucking need you, and you did nothing for this goddamn country, you fucking leech-ass bitch. I fucking hate the leeches. And government employees, 90% leeches. 90%. Fucking worthless pieces of shit. Fuck government employees. That goes for police officers, firemen. If you're 90% of all of it, pieces of fucking trash. 90% of cops, pieces of fucking trash. 90% of firemen, pieces of fucking trash. 90% of fucking doctors, pieces of fucking trash. 90% of lawyers, pieces of fucking trash. 90% of fucking, what are the guys that fucking, when I got a ticket and they said The fake fucking lawyers that everyone can get a lawyer, and then the guy that's fucking trying to prosecute me, the prosecutors, the fucking attorney generals, 90% of all these motherfuckers don't deserve their paychecks, don't deserve shit, and they're running our fucking country.
Do our part, all of us. If we do that, we will meet the Senate challenge.
I can't stand Democrats. They are so horrible. They are so pathetic. I cannot wait to beat them. It's luckily that they're stupid. Luckily they are so retarded. I literally spent my life knowing I could beat them at their own game one day. That's what this is, people. I knew I could beat them at their own game, and I just kept studying and kept collecting, and now I got all these fucking tools in my belt, and these motherfuckers don't stand a chance. These motherfuckers don't stand a chance.
I can say with absolute confidence, I have never been more confident or optimistic about America. Not because I'm president. Because what's happening.
Not because I'm president.
We've stared into the abyss of insurrection and autocracy, pandemic and pain, and we, the people, did not flinch. The very moment our adversaries were certain we'd pull apart and fail, we came together, we united.
After you stole an election? Oh yeah, I remember.
To position us to win the competition of the 21st century.
Have you threatened death upon anyone that fucking wanted to challenge you? Oh yeah, I remember.
One nation.
You fucking Nazi.
Folks, I've told every world leader I've met over the years, it's never, ever been a good bet to
Democrats say Nazi just because they want to offend people. I say Nazi because I actually think he's a Nazi. I think he's got a picture of Hitler in his basement.
We do it together. So let's begin to get together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you for your patience.
Pathetic. Good call. I just down-liked the video. Alex Jones is a sellout. Yeah, honestly, guys, when I was 22 years old, I first found Alex Jones, so 8 years ago. I tried to start my own YouTube channel, and that's when I started. Like, if you look at my YouTube, it says 2012. That's when I started this whole channel, and it was because of Alex Jones, and I wanted to be just like him. Like, I emailed him 100 times saying, let me come work for you. Like you're trying to save the world right now. Like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Please let me help you be part of this. Never got an answer back, so I went and carried on with my life, and eventually, who would have known it? I'm back in front of a computer. We're actually ready for it, because I tried to do live streams like Alex Jones was, and I just could not talk. Like, I sounded retarded. I felt retarded. It just wasn't going to happen. But now, clearly, I'm a different person. What happened to Alex Jones? Who'd he sell out to? The dude's been making $10, $20, $50 million a fucking year, and he doesn't do shit with it. He fucking was talking about the water print marks on the fucking voting ballots, or at least letting other people come onto his channel during after the election. And he was going, like, I was in Arizona. He was flying down to Arizona, and I got a picture with Alex Jones, and he's telling everybody about all this fucking bullshit that never was true, and he just lied to us. And I don't appreciate fucking liars that lie for views. I don't appreciate people that are fighting for the Republicans, but are doing it for their money pocket and not actually doing it for the Republicans. If you're not willing to die for what you're doing, then fucking get out of here. Online Lawyer says, the God Pill, any word the Trey is going forward with the Ryan video? I have no idea, Online Lawyer. I just know I sent a cease and desist to Trey and Ryan. I filed the complaint with YouTube, and I think that's it. I think that's it right now. So both of them got a cease and desist, and I did file a complaint with YouTube on that video. So I should be covering all my tracks. Sir Dojalot says, Soviet psychological war tactics is in the works. Huge hint, Denver airport. Interesting. Brandon G says, the God Pill, you say You say that, but people are sheeple. COVID is a great example of people rolling over, not doing a damn thing when their rights are taken. I understand that, Brandon G. But I'm saying there's a 3% of people on this earth that, or in this country, that will not give up their guns and would rather die. And, like, I'm not saying we're guaranteed to win, but I know that we'll take people with us. If they just start knocking on doors and taking, like, handguns and fucking normal, like, their hunting rifles and fucking a Mac 90, a fucking AK 47, an AR 15, I just know people are going to die before they give those up. I mean, maybe half the people that own them will give them up, and there's 6% of people with guns, and then, well, no, so there's 50% of the country owns guns. There's more guns than people in this country. So let's just say that of the 50% of people that own guns, that 90% of them are going to give up their guns and be like, oh, we're sorry, Mr. Master Joe Biden. The other 10%, I promise you, they're living on farms. They just, like, they're so sad to see what's happening in their country, but they say if anything touches my fucking doorstep, I'm going out the right way. I'm going out like a man. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. I know my family's just like that. I was raised that way, and it ain't changing. There ain't no way anybody's giving up their guns. Like, my family will put up with a lot. I thought they were going to give up on their church when they got forced to wear masks at church, or church got shut down and all this other bullshit with the Mormon church because of COVID. And they fucking swallowed that shit. And I was amazed because they hate this shit. They hate the COVID. They hate the mask. They think it's all bullshit. But they were okay with their church fucking succumbing to it. And so I was thoroughly surprised by that. But I know that that won't be true for the guns. I know that won't be true for the guns. My brother Danny, he's going to be governor of Arizona one day. If I get money soon, he's the next governor. That is my goal. I like the idea of living in a state where my brother is governor. That feels very comforting. Very comforting because he's a real one. I don't like any past presidents. I mean, we're talking founding fathers are the only people I've respected in my entire life. Besides my dad and maybe some of my brothers and stuff. Like, growing up, I respected everyone in my family just because I was, like, the worst. Like, I sucked at sports the most. I was the slowest. The only thing I was really good at was math. But, yeah, I mean, at this point, I just feel like I'm the best at everything. So now it's like it's hard to respect anyone. Tom Brady was, like, the only worldly person I had massive respect for. Well, I did have massive respect for McGregor. But then once you saw that he actually, like, became the champion and got the money, he got super soft. He fucking got super fucking soft. Like a bitch. So, McGregor's dead to me. Yeah. So, Tom Brady's really the only one outside of my family and founding fathers that I've ever really looked up to or described as a hero or something. But Trump was on that list as well, actually. But he let me down towards the end. If I was him, I wouldn't have walked away. I would have called the military and I would have demanded a recount, a re-election. I would have demanded a court case. There's no way I would have left without my court case. I would have asked the army to stand in for me. 100%. Same thing they did about fucking everybody in Washington, D.C. right now, and it's all on lockdown. I would have done it if I was Trump. I said, I'm prepared to leave at any given time after my court date. But this is a fucking, I'm using my presidential, what's the fucking, the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act gives him complete control if he announces emergency. There is no greater emergency than an election being stolen in America. What a pussy ass bitch for not doing that. What a pussy ass bitch. I would have done it guaranteed. Like, what is he afraid of? To die? The dude's fucking 83 years old. That's the best way to die. There's no greater way to die than saving this country. Or at least exposing how bad it really is. By you getting killed because you wanted a fair election. Fuck, man. Trump is such a bitch sometimes. So Dojalot says, would you move to a country that killed a family member, especially if it's still in the history books all over the world? I live in a country that killed my family members. My family members are OG Mormon, and they were tarred and feathered and fucking staked to a fucking cross. If you guys don't know about Mormons getting tortured, you guys don't know shit about torture. You guys don't know shit. Mormons got fucked. And that was my fucking great-grandparents and shit. Oh, man. Thoughts on FDR and Truman? I really love... I don't got an opinion on Truman. I don't know nothing about him, really. But FDR, I really... hold on. I don't think FDR. I was thinking JFK when you said FDR. Guys, I don't know, like, history. I wasn't a history buff. I don't care. Like, my thing about history was I saw the founding fathers. I saw how America started. It was very obvious to me what the human potential was all about. That freedom was the greatest thing that this world has ever seen. And so, like, after that, there's not really much point in studying history. You guys can pretend that there is, like the whole don't repeat history, but rather than studying history and like looking at everyone else's mistakes, if you look forward into your own future and focus on the present and focus on learning and focusing on what problems matter the most in your life to your objectives and all those different things, you'll get the answers you need way faster than trying to just learn everything in the world and then hoping you got the fucking answer. Nobody ever, like, all these people, the greatest coders in the world, can't come up with a simple trading algo that makes money on the stock market because they know how to code. They don't know how to fucking trade. Nobody knows how to trade. There's nobody teaching you how to trade. They know how to code. They know how to look at analytics. They know how to like gauge and like create all these like potential indicators, but these indicators are wrong so often of the time, or a bad market collapse could cause these indicators to get fucked up so often of the time that nobody's making trillions of dollars off trading yet. But I'm telling you, I got at least 6 algos that would make me trillions of dollars in at least the next 10 years. If the world just ends up being being the way that it is for the next 10 years and just weird as fuck. But I personally don't think it's going to be that way. I think the country's going to collapse. I think I'm going to rise. I think my army's going to rise. And I think we're going to take over the country. And we're going to do it legally. We're going to do it without violence. We're going to do it because we're smarter than you. We're better than you. We got better. We can help people more than you. The people are going to learn to love us because we are putting our money where our mouth is. And everything we do is for the best of the community. And it has nothing to do with our individual lives. And then one day after it's all beautiful and it's all sweet and everybody's got a great life, then, maybe then, I'll consider buying fucking islands and all this other shit, right? But when this first thing pops and I get I'll probably make a couple $1,000,000 a month or a year on YouTube, I'm going to buy a nice house, I'm going to buy some nice cars, and then I'm going to build my little base to where no matter what happens, if I go broke, then by 100, like, I could at least live in this compound rent-free for life, right? Maybe I got property taxes, so I got to stash away a little money or whatever. But then after that, everything else is about building businesses, so one thing that I want to do is I want to create kind of like a society thing, but like I'm not opposed to like also having some of these things be like close to urban, or is it rural? No, it's urban. Like, so big city. Like, so I'm not opposed doing this inside of where it's already shitty. Like, I also want to start my own communities where, like, just in the middle of nowhere, where fucking Idaho, I see 100 miles in each direction and there's just fucking nothing. I want to go buy fucking 200 square miles of that land and then fucking build a whole new city. Start in the middle and just build a fucking massive fucking city. And besides that, though, if we're focusing on, like, because that's the big picture where I'm headed. But before that, when I get my money, one of the things I'm going to do is after I get my life secured, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a research facility, and it'll probably be able to house, we'll just say 100 people or so. And there'll be a certain amount of doctors, a certain amount of physical therapy people, a certain amount of people there to work with me, a certain amount of whatever else I need. And basically, anyone that ever ends up working for me will get paid more than they could possibly imagine. Like, my goal when I recruit somebody is I already know they're legit, and I'm giving them more money than they've ever made. And the idea is they no longer have to think about money, and it's all about why are you here? Why are you here with me? What are we here to accomplish? And if I don't feel somebody's putting in 100% like I am, then you're probably not going to last. But basically, in this facility, I want to spend maybe 6 to 12 months becoming just the absolute most specimen human being I could possibly be, physically. I mean, I want to hit, like, I got a couple strategies on how I'm going to do my next workout regimen, but I want to be tracking the process. I want to be tracking every possible indicator of the human body as I go through the motion of becoming my best self. I want to track my speeds and everything and see all of my improvements and my growth and what timeline. And I want to create the book for other people in this world of what it looks like if you actually want to accomplish becoming the physical specimen that you could be. If everything was perfect case scenario, how long should it take? And if there's me and 30 other people doing this with me, and like we all have the same results or we all have slightly different results, then we can create a real research book that actually will show people what's up, and we'll be the strongest, baddest motherfuckers on the fucking planet. I swear to God. Richard Jacobs says, I can't express into words how much I appreciate how real you are, Godpill. Tony Messer says, how about independence? I consider myself an independent, Tony Messer. I don't consider myself a Republican. Like, Republicans are weak-ass fucking bitches. I think Democrats are evil. I think Republicans are weak. Dustin Ford, I have watched a person sit at a red light at 3:46 a.m. in the morning, and the light didn't cycle. Dustin Ford, if I sit and pull up to a light at 3 in the morning, I look around and there's no cars, I fucking drive through that light almost every time. Unless I think that there's there's bad exposure and I can't see it, there might be a car hiding or something. Like, sometimes I'm sure I wait, but man, I've ran so many lights at 3:40 a.m. Therapists are glorified drug pushers. I hate that everybody's answer to something is fucking medication. You guys are sick if you think medication is an answer. Like, there's some things that, like, it's miracle drugs, right? Penicillin, fucking miracle. Aspirin, fucking miracle. But when you guys start fucking popping your fucking methamphetamines and fucking Xanny bars and all that other shit, oh man, why not just fucking get healthy, fools? Why not just get healthy and happy? Dustin Ford a bitch. I'm not gonna have an aneurysm. I'm bulletproof. Dustin Ford says, I used to have the same rage as you, but then I snipped my balls off and I got over it. And I learned how to focus on myself and just be happy, fucking pussy. Guess what? I saw everyone doing that and I've been getting told to fucking calm down and just focus on my own life and forget about the fucking world for a fucking decade. The reason I'm Jesus and the reason you're a fucking bitch is because I didn't listen to them. I said, fuck you, pussy. I got this. I'm smarter than you. Why the fuck are you giving me advice? That's what I've been telling people for a fucking decade. Retard. And that's why I'm here now. That's why this is so easy for me. This is why I got the charisma and you don't, you fucking cunt. Guy Angelo, anything you want, brother. Phineas says, remember the last time Democrats were in power and they took all of our guns? Is that a joke? Because that totally happened. There's been multiple weapon bans that many Americans felt like they should have died for already, you fucking retard. That better have been a fucking joke. Because like it sounds like you're being ironic, saying "remember when" as if it never happened. And if that's what you think, you're a fucking retard. Or you're saying "remember when," and it, like honestly, I don't know anything bad. Like, did a lot of people die? Was there 1,000 people that tried, like, said no, they won't give up their gun, and they got killed for it? Like, I don't know what you're saying. Well, remember when? Like, are you? If you're serious, I want to know what you're remembering because I don't remember anything. I just know that there were like he said, they've already had magazine restrictions and other stuff, and I don't remember people dying for that, but maybe they did. I got no idea. Dustin Ford, I'm gonna bring you back. You need to box us. I'm in Tempe, but I go to Apache Junction to go box. So you need to stop talking shit and just come box me. Bob Fossil says, no one knows how to trade but God Pill? Yeah, bitch. You guys are all fucking retarded. That's why none of you make money. If billionaires knew how to trade, they'd be trillionaires already. But they don't know how to fucking utilize their money. They all go for 3% instead of 100% a year. Because they're fucking retarded. That's pretty crazy. The new SEC chair is like all crypto, man. Guys, if I was governor and some fucking news reporter puts his face in, or a mic in front of my face and says, sir, why aren't you being a good representative and putting on a mask for everybody as a good leader? And I'm going to take that, I'm like, can I take that mic from you? Do you want to take your mask off so I can talk to you and see your face? And he's going to be like, I guess, okay. Because it's like they're all a bunch of pussies and you just tell them to do something and they'll probably do it. And then we'll be like, why aren't you taking off your mask to fucking... Shut the fuck up, you whiny little bitch! I don't need a mask, I'm a fucking god! And I'm gonna throw the fucking mic in his face. That's what I'd do if I was fucking governor, but I ain't gonna be governor, because I feel like I'm meant for something bigger than governor or president or anything this world has to offer right now. I feel like my throne has not been defined yet. David D. Gray says that Magna Carta is the Antichrist, which I guess would make the Constitution the Christ power, which sounds fair to me. We don't bow to kings and queens, people. We don't recognize royalty unless it's God. The only reason we know what we know is because they let us know it. That's true for most people besides me. Most of my education is stuff I taught myself. Just like Einstein. Not bored enough says, in total, only 4 Mormons were tarred and feathered before the Latter-day Saints forced removal of the Great Basin. What a fucking retard comment. They were chased from the east down to here. They were chased from Utah down to Arizona. Like, you got no idea how many times they were chased out of 5, 6, 7 different places. You got no idea how many states said it's legal to kill a Mormon. You got no idea how many of them were shot in the fucking face, retard. I don't know if my fucking ancestors were fucking tarred or feathered because just like I told you before, I don't even fucking know much about fucking Truman or fucking FDR. Like, I don't fucking care about history. I just know that my fucking ancestors were killed for standing up for their fucking beliefs, and I don't really care how they were killed. I know that I was fucking related to Brigham Young, And Brigham Young is no different than all, like the rest of them. Like, he was literally leading the fucking fight. He was the general commander as people were fucking dying after Joseph Smith. Like, you guys don't know fucking shit. Mormons got fucking rocked. If you don't think 1,000 Mormons were killed on their way from the east to the west to fucking find a place that they could practice their religion freely, you're fucking retarded. At least thousands were killed. God. I don't answer unknown numbers, faggots. If you ain't man enough to fucking give me your number or smart enough to fucking download a Google number so you can call in with a real number that I'll fucking answer, then you're a fucking retard and you don't deserve to talk to me. You fucking retard. We got shows in the chat. Alright guys, I'm about to take off. Calls person a pussy. He can't handle anything they say, so he bans them. I think we know who the pussy is. M. Anderson. So cool. Yes, if I'm in Ireland, Lord Weird and I will box. For a pint. I like that. Mighty Mouse says, I want to box God Pill so he can call me a bitch and retard and pussy. Wait, he already does that. We don't even have to box. Joe Biden is lost. Wow, Dakota Evans is a retarded piece of fuck. Says, haha, no wonder this guy is such an unstable psychopath. He's a Trump supporter, just like half the other country. Explains so much. I really hope Biden fixes the healthcare system so people like you can afford proper counseling. Fucking retard. Trump is second tier compared to me. That's a fact. If you don't know that yet, watch my channel and you will be impressed. Trump is second tier compared to me. God Pill, how can I help you?
Hi, do you guys have any toilet paper?
Nah.
Toilet paper.
I
need
don't.
some right now.
Alright guys, good luck. I hope the market crashes today. They deserve it.